have a question for you. What do you know about your cancer risk? I had lots of questions for WebMD's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. John Whyte. In his new book, Take Control of Your Cancer Risk, he has a powerful message. You can reduce your risk of cancer starting now.
I think a lot of us think that if cancer is predisposed, there's nothing we can do about it, right? If it's genetic. Is that true?
It's false. It's the biggest myth as it comes to cancer. And I see it with patients. They think it's either due to bad luck or it's due to family history. And if their parents didn't die of cancer, then they're not likely going to get cancer. Now, there is some genetic risk to cancer. About 30% of cancer is genetic.
Really?
The rest, a third, 1 out of 3. The rest is mostly caused by lifestyle, what we eat, how active we are, the quality of our sleep, how stressed we are. That's what primarily contributes to your risk of cancer.
Let's talk about what we think we know, and you can tell us if it's true or false. You had just mentioned sleep. So true or false, poor sleep decreases immunity from cancer.
Absolutely, it is true. And if you think about it, what's the first thing that you do when you feel sick? You get a cold, you feel lousy, you go to bed and you go to sleep because you instinctively know that sleep is going to help you fight infections. And we've seen over the years that restorative sleep, that quality sleep that we're all looking at our sleep trackers, that helps your white blood cells fight infection. So absolutely, sleep plays a critical role in your overall health and also your personalized cancer prevention program needs to be a part of it.
That's so important. Okay, the next one about exercise. A lot of people think if I'm not overweight, exercise isn't going to help me prevent cancer. Is that true or false?
It's false. Exercise in terms of cancer prevention helps everyone. And think about it. How do you feel after you exercise? You feel great. No one ever goes on a run or goes to the gym and says, I wish I didn't do that. Because you have this release of endorphins, those feel-good hormones, which actually have an anti-inflammatory property. There's some data that suggests exercise changes how our genes actually reproduce and replicate. It has an effect on them that helps reduce cancer risk. So we definitely need to exercise as part of a cancer prevention program.
Well, not just cancer, but the endorphins too makes us feel better. Okay, this one I heard, and I really have to know if it's true or false. Brushing your teeth prevents cancer.
It does. It's true. And
really?
My kids are not going to be happy to hear that. But I'll tell you why. When you have gum disease, what is gum disease? It's bacteria. It's infection. And we've seen a 25% increased risk of certain types of cancer, particularly oral cancer in the mouth, in the esophagus, in people that have gum disease. So brushing our teeth daily, and I'm going to be straight with you, and flossing is a good thing in reducing your cancer risk. We also know it helps with heart disease as well, and in reducing that as well. So you have to think about your mouth and your teeth to maximize your overall health.
I'm so glad that we asked you that. Okay. What about this? You cannot screen for most cancers. Is that true or false?
It is true. And there's a belief in many people, well, I got my mammogram, or I finally got my, colonoscopy. There aren't that many screening tests for most cancers. We don't do it well for pancreatic cancer. That's partly why it has such bad outcomes. There's also very difficult to screen for head and neck cancers. So the reality is right now, we don't have good screening tests for most cancers.
Even genetic testing, I found, because I did that myself, I found that that's pretty inconclusive overall at this point as well.
Biggest misconception on those over-the-counter tests. They screen for an inherited mutations. They're only looking for those that have genetic risk. But for breast cancer, for BRCA, they're searching for just a few variants. Yet there are nearly 1,000. So it's not a get out of jail free card if you test negative.
I learned so much from Dr. Whyte and had so many true or false questions for the doctor that we're going to continue this conversation next week. And he's going to weigh in on stress as a cancer risk. And let's just say it's time to do more yoga and meditation, okay?